Hello everybody! Thank you for tuning in to another PvP video. I am Senteras. This video is going to be on picking a kill target in the arena. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching. If you're running hardcore 3s right now and you already know your comp very well, this video really does not apply to you, but still watch it for entertainment. You can still support me. But it's really going to be more tailored towards the newer players who maybe don't know it so well. It's going to be really helpful for people who are just starting 2s, maybe with a friend, if you just play with a friend, not necessarily with something viable, but with something that's fun, just, to mess around. This will help you guys basically tell you what make good targets and what don't. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by talking about the melee classes. The three best classes to hit that are melee are Frost Death Knights, Ret Paladins, and Unholy Death Knights. In that order. Frost Death Knights are the squishiest, then Ret Paladins, then Unholy. Unholy has a lot of survivability, so does Ret. Ret is actually above Unholy just because they have great off heals. Frost is so squishy though, and I think you should always hit Frost. Also, Frost does insane amounts of damage, and you want to gimp that as well as you can. Another great reason to hit Frost Death Knights over Ret Paladins is Frost Death Knights don't have nearly as much mobility as Ret Paladins or Unholy Death Knights. Ret Paladins have Hand of Freedom, and they can dispel slows, and Unholy Death Knights have Death's Advance, and Frost Death Knights do not. So if you're hammering a Frost Death Knight and you're a class with a slow, like a Frost Mage or a Rogue, it's going to be very easy to keep him at bay, away from your healer. Now on to the things that you don't want to hit. Well, I'm going to start off by saying Rogues. Now, this one's kind of tricky, because in some comps that you may be playing against, rogues are good targets. It all depends. Like I said, this is not really a universal guide, this is just really basic. And then also, you never want to hit tanks. If you see a Blood Death Knight, Prot Paladin, Prot Warrior, whatever, you don't want to hit it. You're gonna waste your time, because they're gonna dodge everything. Same with rogues. Rogues dodge everything. If there's usually a better target than a rogue, and there's always a better target than a tank, unless you're doing 2s and you get 2 tanks, and that just sucks for you. I'm sorry, I can't really help there. On to the casters. I'm going to break this one up a little bit. I'm going to start off with the Arcane Mages and the Boomkins. These guys are at the top. You always want to hit an Arcane Mage or a Boomkin. Arcane Mage above anything else. They're not very viable in arenas. You don't see a whole lot of them, but Arcane Mages and Boomkins are so squishy. They're an easy kill. If you see one, go for it. Boomkins are easy to spot. They're giant space owl things. Arcane Mages will be casting Arcane Blast. Easy to spot. Go for them. Just tunnel them. They'll be dead soon. Shadow Priests and Elishams are a bit different. You can't let them free cast because they will destroy you. They will destroy your whole team because they do so much damage if they're just left to free cast. So if there isn't an Arcane Mage or a Boomkin, that's your next target. You want to hit a Shadow Priest or an Elisham. Elishams, Shadow Priest, both can just crit you for 40k out of nowhere. You want to hit them, you want to gimp their damage as much as you can. Alright, now on to Mages and Warlocks. Now we already talked about Arcane Mages, so now we're going to talk about Frost and Fire Mages. Mages in general are kind of squishy when you get past their barriers, especially Frost. They're kind of squishy, cloth wearers. Now, if you leave a mage alone, he'll probably polymorph your healer just over and over again. He'll just keep polymorphing, because that's what they do. Polymorph, Deep Freeze, Ring of Frost, their whole giant CC rotation. So if you hit a mage, that's going to be a lot of CC that you can really stop. It's going to be hard to constantly cast CC while he's being attacked, and you're going to force him to play defensively. That's the key. Same with Warlocks. They have a lot of CC, and if you attack them, you're going to force them to play defensively. You don't always want to hit one, like I just said earlier, those Elishams, those Arcane Mages, but if you can stop as much of their CC as you can, it's going to help you play offensively, and it's going to help you out in the long run, because a lot of comps with rogues or with mages, or with, not rogues, warlocks, when you force them to play defensively, they don't put out nearly as much pressure, and it's generally going to be a win, so they make great kill targets. And on to the other side, we're going to talk about hunters, and why I don't like to hit hunters. I really don't like hitting hunters. Most of them are marksmen, which means they get a double deterrence. Alright, especially if you're playing with a comp with a Holy Paladin, or you're playing against hunters with a Holy Paladin, they've got a double freedom. Hunters have a freedom, the Paladin has a freedom. Double freedom, double deterrence, that's a lot of defense and a lot of mobility. I don't like hitting hunters because they can kite. A good hunter can kite you forever. I don't like hitting hunters. Generally, there is a better kill target. Now, I'm not saying that's always, and a lot of times I've been forced to hit a hunter, but honestly, I like to just hit something else. Not even if it's more viable to hit the hunter, you know, I hate getting kited, and it gets so annoying, especially if I'm playing in Frost. So, I personally would rather hit anything other than a hunter. That's not always the case, but in general, hunters do not make good kill targets. And now on to the final role. We have healers. There are only 4 healers: Disc Priests, Resto Shams, Resto Druids, and Holy Paladins. Generally, it is not a good idea to hit the Holy Paladin. Disc Priest, Resto Shaman, and Resto Druids are all much better kill targets, especially as a Death Knight. Death Knights obliterate Disc Priests. It's crazy, because they're cloth, they're squishy. Melee cleaves in general just destroy Disc Priests. Now, this is one of those situations where my comp actually disagrees with this. My comp, TSG, what we do is we CC the Holy Paladin until he bubbles and trinkets, and then we get him in a full throwdown into a full strangulate, and he's dead. We make the Holy Paladin the kill target at the end. But in general, you don't want to do that because they do have a bubble. They do have, and then they have their trinket, and they're plate wearers. It takes a lot to take them down. They have a lot of instant CC, so instant heals. So not a whole lot of interrupting. But Resto Druids, you really don't see them anymore. Disc Priests and Resto Shamans are all good kill targets. Resto Shamans can be a bit more tricky, Earth Shield, and they're really good right now. But those 3 are going to be, they're all viable kill targets. Resto Shamans, especially after they drop the Spirit Link. It's like an unwritten rule. After a Resto Shaman drops the Spirit Link, you switch to the Resto Shaman. Because that means he's pretty much out of everything. They make very good kill targets. And also, Paladins pretty much never go really good Paladins especially, they can judge and they can melee. If they know what they're doing, they can stay high mana for a very long time. So focusing them down is not always the best route. Alright, so that's the end of this video, guys. Hope you guys learned something and enjoyed the video. Remember to go and subscribe to my channel to see some more. Real quick, I want to talk about something. Last video, my 100 subscriber video, I said if anyone knows how to edit videos or is good with Photoshop, they could make a background or edit a video or make an intro for me, because that would be really awesome. It's not something I'm very good at. And Sausage Roar actually responded, and he said, "Hey man, I'll make you a new YouTube background." And I said, "Yeah, sure." And so he did, and check it out because it looks awesome. I set it, and it looks really great. So thank you for watching, everybody. Look me up on Facebook, on Twitter. Subscribe, like the video. Thank you.